When a big designer fragrance house decides to discontinue one of its flankers, is it because the smell is no longer current day and obsolete? Or is it because the fragrance is underappreciated? Or is it something totally different? Grab yourself a cold one and let's find out. Welcome back to Hops and Whiffs. Welcome back to Hops and Whiffs. Thank you so much for joining me again on my channel. If you are enjoying the content, do please hit the like button, do subscribe, and do get your friends to subscribe. Also, feel free to leave some comments in the comments section. It's always good to see what you're enjoying, what you're not enjoying, and also for some future suggestions about what for myself, what to review in the future, or what beers to have a sample of. And one such suggestion was put forward by Paul, who suggested that I needed to up my beer game a little bit and maybe try some Belgian beers. So that's what I'm doing today. Now, we know Belgium, well, you might know that Belgium has 3 official languages: French, Dutch and German, and they do really good beer. So today I have myself a Delirium Belgian strong beer. Now, looking at the bottle, it's pretty fantastic. It almost looks like salad cream, but I assure you it is just painted glass. It's got a lovely blue label with a pink elephant on there, quite reminiscent of the elephants in Dumbo, in the scene where Dumbo has a bit too much to drink. So kind of guessing that's why the elephant's on there. It's 8.4%, so pretty strong. So I thought I'd give it a go. It stood out to me on the supermarket shelf as I was walking past. So yeah, let's share some together. My first try. Go. There we go. Wow, it's a lot clearer than I thought it'd be. I assumed it might be a bit more cloudy with the strength of it, but doesn't smell like it's particularly strong. It smells quite fruity. Yeah, really hoppy in the taste. Very nice taste, like you get the fruit through and the taste as well. You're getting kind of like a banana taste, but I doubt there's any banana in it, but that just might be me coming from nowhere. It's very nice though, yeah. I'd encourage you to try it. We'll come back to that a bit later. So yeah, going back to the fragrances, and I said that when a fragrance house decides to discontinue one of its flankers, it can be for a various number of reasons, really. But today we're looking at Prada Luna Rossa Sport from 2015. Now, this is from the perfumer Daniela Andrier, and yeah, it's in a long list of the flankers in Prada, from Prada Luna Rossa Carbon, Prada Luna Rossa Sport, Prada Luna Rossa Ocean, Eau de Toilette, Prada Luna Rossa Ocean, Eau de Parfum, Prada Luna Rossa Ocean, Parfum, and just the Prada Luna Rossa. So, yeah. Why have they discontinued it? Well, we know that there's a new one coming out this year. There's a brand new Prada Luna Rossa Sport in a new bottle, spruced up. It's all red. Looks pretty decent from the photos I've seen. So have they just done what a few houses have done recently and thought, you know what, we're going to bring it into the present day. We're going to just repackage it basically? Or have they thought that this is redundant, doesn't smell as good as it should do, it's not very popular, and it needs an upgrade in the smell department? Well, let's have a look at the notes on this original one first. So you look at the top notes of juniper berries and ginger. You've got the mid notes of lavender, and then you've got the base notes of vanilla and tonkabean. So, I mean, I mean, I really like this smell. It's, you get that juniper berry ginger pop at the start. It's very basic, and the scent profile is very basic. Quickly you get like a powdery lavender smell come through, which is very nice, like a really clean Prada smell all the way through the lineup. With all the flankers I mentioned earlier, you get that clean powdery lavendery smell. So it's kind of the signature profile of the Prada lineup. And then yeah, you do get that vanilla-y smell as it dries down as well. So it does exactly what it says on the tin. You get the opening of juniper berries and ginger. You get the mid notes of lavender, powdery lavender come through. Then you've got the base notes of the vanilla and tonka bean. I think it's a very underrated fragrance. Very, very underrated. It's because it's a very, very nice smell. I'll review it a bit more when we do my ratings. I don't want to go too depth right now. But let's look at the new version. So I'll put up a picture now of what the bottle will look like for the 2024 version. And you get the top notes in the new version of ginger and juniper. You get the mid notes of lavender and the base notes of tobacco, tonka bean, vanilla and hay accords. So I don't think they've changed much at all. They've added in the base notes tobacco and hay accord. But apart from that, got exactly the same top notes, just switched them around. The mid notes of lavender, and then you still got the tonka bean and vanilla, but then with the added, as I said, tobacco and hay accord. So what I will say for this, it is disappointing when it comes to like depth of smell and what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like performance and projection. So maybe the tobacco will thicken it out at the bottom, make it a bit more of a standout fragrance. I don't know, I'll be very interested to try it, and I'll have to get my hands on it because, as I said before, I love this fragrance. It's very pleasant. It's a lovely, sweet, vanilla-y, lavendery, powdery smell. It's just like very clean, very fresh, and very versatile. You can wear this all year round, and it's just a very, very pleasant smell. Okay, so let's go through my scoring system just to see where this ranks on the top men's fragrances of all time in my collection. So we start off with its cost. Now, for about 100 ml, this is still online for about 70 to 80 pounds, which it might go up, it might come down with the new fragrance being released. Who knows? We'll have to wait to see in the future which of those is the case. And I mean, it's not a great price for something that doesn't really stand out that much from the crowd and is just another flanker on the line, however much I might like it. So I think I can only give that a 3 out of 5 for cost. Could be cheaper, or yeah, it could just do a little bit better in my opinion. Okay, so we look at the appearance now. First impressions, you look at the bottle, classy Prada presentation. The Prada stripe running down the middle, the glass part with the silver top, I really like that. However, it falls down on the little plastic cap that sits on the top that it's difficult to put back on. It doesn't hold in place. I just don't like it. It's got a little hole in the top and that can go. So it loses marks for me on that. It's just boring and simple. Some say it's classy Prada, but I just think it could be better, So I'm only going to give it a 2.5 out of 5 for appearance. Now, look at performance next. It's okay. It's a closer to the skin performing fragrance. So I've used this in the office and I'll spray it at 7 in the morning and I still will get wafts of it around about 6 to 7 hours later. So it's not bad, but it could be a lot better. It's not loud. As I said before, it's kind of like as close to the skin scent. So performance wise, because it does last that 6 to 7 hours, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5 for that one. Projection, not great. As I said before, it sits very close to the skin after about an hour maximum. Unless you go heavier on the sprays, then you may leave a slightly better sillage behind yourself, or somebody else in the room might be able to smell you. But as I said before, it always will die down after about an hour. So for projection, yeah, it's not great, even though you do smell fantastically clean from anybody that's in right next to you in your own personal space. So yeah, I've got to give that a 2.5 out of 5 as well. Smell. Now I like it. I do like it a lot, and it is very, very underrated. That powdery lavender that comes through after you get the initial pop of the ginger and the juniper, I think it's fantastic. And then when you go back to it a bit later, you get that sweet vanilla and tonkabean mix. It's really smooth. It's very, very well put together, this fragrance. If there's one thing I can say about it, it's very, very, very well put together. And does smell fantastic. If only the performance was better, if only the projection was better, Prada would have the bestseller in the range right here. But other flankers like the Luna Rossa Carbon, which is, you may know, Prada's take on Dior Sauvage, because it's got the ambroxany smell that really punches the air, and that's a very, very nice fragrance. I'd probably choose, if I had to choose one of them, I'd choose the Luna Rossa Carbon over this one. The Ocean, you can take it or leave it, but Luna Rossa Black as well, a lot of people like that, whereas I've got mixed opinions, and I might have to do a review on that for you. But yeah, this one suits me, and fragrances are very subjective. You either like it or you hate it. Very Marmite in opinions, but I like it. And for smell, and the fact that I like the smell profile, the scent profile, it's simple, it's smooth, it's well put together, it smells fantastic. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. So that's Prada Luna Rossa Sport. And just before I go back to that, let's have another sample of the beer now it's settled down a bit. So that's lovely, absolutely fantastic. It doesn't taste as strong as it says on the label. It doesn't taste like an 8.4% beer. There's definitely fruit in there, fruity, and there's a very, very strong hoppy taste as you first drink it. But no, it's lovely and clear. It's pleasant to smell. It's got a nice crisp taste. I'm impressed. I'm really, really impressed. And I'm keen to try more beers and kind of like expand my horizon when it comes to beers. Maybe step out my comfort zone. So if you do have any suggestions, please do let me know. Because I really do enjoy sampling new beers, especially while I'm sat here talking to you about my fragrances. But no, let's put the final scores for Prada Luna Rossa Sport 2015 up in front of you now and see where it stands in the current leaderboard. Okay, so that's been my review today of Prada Luna Rossa Sport, and a quick look at Delirium Belgium Strong Beer. So thank you for joining me. I'd probably say try this if you get a chance to before you try the new one. I'll certainly be getting the new one to give it a go, see how it compares. But if you get a chance to try Delirium, do try Delirium. It is fantastic. And thank you, and see you again soon. Cheers.